Initiating launch sequence.
3, 2, 1.
Hi, I'm Tom,
And I'm Jeb.
and welcome to the Escape Pod. On this week's episode, we're talking Tiny Dev's Big Things.
So, small development teams that have created big or innovative things in the world of video games.
Now, there are a lot of indie dev teams or tiny dev teams out there that are creating big things. I mean, like, some indie dev teams are actually huge, and
Yes.
they're still indie. It's fine. It's cool. A lot of our favorite games are indie developed games with tiny teams.
Yes.
One of my favorite games was originally a Flash-based web game that was kind of made by like one guy, The Binding of Isaac. Fantastic game, and now it's available on everything. Basically, it's had iterations on the web, on
Yes.
the internet. Like it's been on Steam as a PC release. It was re-released with updated engine and stuff, which they rebuilt from the ground up, and then it came out on PlayStation, on Xbox, on the 3DS, on the Switch. Now there's a lot of presence for it, but it's a great game full of horrible things, and I really enjoyed it. Now the publisher for that, Nicholas or Nicholas or Nicelis, whatever. I never heard it said. I've only seen it written.
Get in contact with us at TMJ_in_space and let us know how you pronounce your name, please.
Hashtag pronunciation. So do that. But they have also published another one of our favorite games, one of Jeb's most favorite games.
Yes.
Very recently, coming soon on the
Coming
Switch.
soon to the Switch, and I want to side note here that I'm so sad that I got my review code for it and cannot play it because I live in Australia. And it's not out in Australia yet, so I'm sad.
No.
I didn't think region locking would prevent me from doing that, but it does.
It does. There we go. It's coming out. It's a big thing, and it is a game that was basically made by one guy.
It literally was. So it was created, and I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. Daisuke Amaya. Literally, he wrote it, he designed it, he had some of the music for all versions of it, and then some other people came on and did more music for it. It originally, way back in the day, came out in 2004.
Oh wow!
On the internet.
On the internet.
That was it. So it was self-pub.
Just like to say, that's coming up to its 15th anniversary, technically.
I know, which is kind of exciting, and it's like, oh well, it's coming out on the Switch. It should have waited until its 15th anniversary, but
It's 2 more years.
it's fine. So it started out very kind of quiet, open. It just existed.
It was sort of just around.
It was around, and then people were like, hey, have you played this game? I like this game. This is a good game. And then Nicholas came on board. Then it went onto actual platforms.
Yeah.
And so it's been a Nintendo game, basically, apart from its life on Steam, since it started. So it kind of makes sense that it goes to the Switch. But it literally just was one guy. And it took him 5 years.
Wow.
To make this.
So since 1999, he was making this game in his spare time.
No, well, he started it while he was in college.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not sure if it, part of his thesis or something.
College
but
project, basically.
Yeah, so he just started writing it, and 5 years later he had a game. If you can hear some snuffling, the cat has started to join us.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Wants to put in his 2 cents.
Hey, Captain Xanthor.
Hey, Captain Xanthor. Thanks for stopping by.
Because you always do. So it's been inspired by a lot of things like Metroid, but it is its own little game. It's your standard platformer, and it was Cave Story, and then a Cave Story Plus, and then it came out on 3D for 3DS.
Yeah.
And now it's Cave Story Plus, but for Switch, so that has a couple of other cool things in it.
That is one of the things that I find most fascinating about Cave Story, is that it's been the same game.
Yep.
But it's sort of been tweaked every time it's come out.
Yeah, so it's sort of not even finished being developed.
No.
So is it really come out to the 15th anniversary, or is it being developed for nearly 20 years?
Yeah, isn't that the real question?
It is.
Because we had there's Cave Story, then there's the Cave Story Plus, and then there's the variations on the Cave Story Plus, because you could get Cave Story Plus for the 3DS, but then they also released Cave Story 3D, which is a ridiculously rare version of the game, because that was only available as the cartridge in a very limited release capacity. It's never been released again, and I think that was only the one, like, print run, essentially, of that.
I think, yeah, I don't think there's been another one since that point. And the one that's coming out for Switch is Cave Story Plus.
Yes.
So it's not a 3D version.
No.
So that's it. If you have a copy of Cave Story 3D,
Yeah.
which we do, you are one of the lucky ones.
Yeah, and this is one of those little factoid bits that I read about, is that the Cave Story Plus version that came out after Cave Story 3D had the updated endings from Cave
Yes.
Story 3D, but if you had the previous version,
Yep.
it didn't.
That's right. So it's Cave Story Plus is the more ultimate, penultimate, the final version.
But it's not really the final, is
But
it?
it's not, because it's been released again, and now
No.
you've got co-op coming in.
Yeah, which is great.
Awesome. But yeah, so that's Cave Story, created by one man over 5 years.
Yeah, and I believe the song, the other, I think that was the song he actually made. It was like,
I think that was like partly what came first.
now the reason why I bring this up is because I eternally get covers of this song on my Spotify Discover playlist. It's like, oh hey, you want 7 more covers of
Yeah.
this song? I got you.
And yes, I have checked. I apologize for Googling live. But he started writing the title screen music. He started the game with that song. So there you go.
There you go.
That's where it came
He started
from.
with a song in his heart, and 5 years of coding later, he had almost a game, and now 15 years later, we've almost got the finished version of it.
Yes.
That's kind of like, I think Minecraft is technically released now, but
I think so.
But for ages, it was beta version, whatever, and it wasn't actually released.
No.
And there's been a few games that have been like that have come through, like Steam Greenlight projects, or like even Kickstarter project ones.
Yes,
they never
absolutely.
actually sort of ever finish tweaking with them, because they never have like a proper commercial release. It's like, here's the latest build.
Yeah, so I'll just keep releasing bits and bits and bits, and it's fine. And I don't know, maybe I want everybody to wear hats now, so let's code that in, and
Yeah,
there you go.
and everybody gets hats.
Patch 5.6.17.
Now, the one that I want to bring back when it comes to this is the latest build version of this is a bit of a controversial topic.
a little
that
bit.
a lot of people felt a little bit offended by when it came out.
A bit slighted.
A little bit slighted, maybe deceived. I believe we have talked about it briefly before. But we are
Yeah.
talking about No Man's Sky. Now, No Man's Sky is a brilliant concept. It is it's procedural, it's infinite, it's huge, it's ridiculous, and it is ridiculous. We all know it. But Hello Games was a team originally of 4 people.
Yep.
Creating not only this game, but the engine itself to run it. They started
Yeah.
from absolute zero to make this game.
They did.
Now, it grew to a point where some people thought that they could really, really sell this game. And
Yep.
let's face it, the devs' ambitions for this game and what they thought they were going to be able to produce
Yep.
and what the marketing team was selling were kind of the same thing. What they actually had may not have necessarily been what they were going to publish.
Very true.
But bringing it back to what I mentioned about the latest build of it, this game has had some very big updates that have changed the game
Oh, significantly.
hugely since it's released. Like, it's probably not still to the point of what everyone thought it was going to be, but it's definitely on its way there. Now,
Yeah.
I do just want to say that this was a team of 4 people creating a game from nothing.
And can I just put as a side note,
Yeah.
like Cave Story, it took them 5 years.
Yeah. And that's Cave Story.
Cave Story, a 2D platformer.
2D platformer. 2D platformer. With chiptune music and 8-bit graphics.
Yep.
Probably 16-bit. But
I'd say 16. Looks like 16.
it's pixel sprites and music and some very, very basic dialogue. Whereas,
Well, quote actually doesn't talk at all.
well, there you go. You can quote her on that one. Wink.
They can't see it.
Can't see winks. Whereas, like No Man's Sky, say what you will about it, it's big.
It's 4 people over 5 years made an infinite universe.
It's look,
Just saying.
it's pretty impressive. Yeah, we all feel a little bit about how it all sort of came about, but I still play it every now and again.
Yeah.
Still chuck it on. It's a very good, relaxing game. It has the fish tank effect. You just chuck it on, you go around, you look at things. It's fine. Sometimes you get really weird planets. Sometimes they're all kind of the same, but
And sometimes there's nothing on them. But you know what? Those 4 guys did the work.
yeah,
So if somebody else wants to come along and do another procedurally generated game, the algorithm exists now.
yeah,
It's done.
yeah.
So
Do
you
it.
can spend those 5 years instead of figuring out how to procedurally generate planets upon planets upon planets in an infinite universe. You can make a game that is more explorative. It has more drive or more conditions or more missions, whatever.
I mean,
I wanted to say a game that works. And then I didn't.
that's all right. It's been recorded now. But look, say what you will about the fact of how the game was released and the marketing behind it and sort of how everyone felt a little bit cheated. 4 people. That's a really, really big game for 4 people to make.
Yes.
It is huge. It is a massive achievement by any stretch of imagination.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's ridiculous, quite frankly.
Yes.
Now, look, this is a game that it's very polarizing and mostly negatively.
Yes, for the most part, it's got a lot of negative press behind it. But still, I mean, if this hadn't been picked up by Sony,
No, if this was a game that was like your Steam Greenlight games or like your
Yeah.
Kickstarter games, that just you get the latest build. Here's the latest build. Here's the latest build. Like people will be going, "Hey, have you seen No Man's Sky? Have you checked this out?"
Yeah, oh,
it's a
here's-
little bit rough around the edges, but you should see where it's going. On like these 4 people made this game.
yep. And when they hired more, it was basically in the customer service department. Like, so these 4 guys and then maybe a couple of others could continue working on the game and get it to where they wanted it to be. And the expanse of the team was mostly people going, "I know that you're not happy. I'm sorry."
Yeah, the apology department.
Basically.
Yeah, but look, I think it's a big game that's going a lot of places, and it will be added to it. And I really would like to see how if it still has a community following in a couple of years, how they take it. Because
Absolutely.
games like Vampire the Masquerade, Skyrim, and other games like that, like these games lived on their communities and community development post-release.
Yes.
They wouldn't have survived as well as they did in terms of longevity if there wasn't that modding scene behind it. I know there was a
Yeah.
bit of that with No Man's Sky, but it would
Yeah.
be interesting to see where they take the final version of it.
I feel like once the Foundation releases
Yeah.
are finished, because we've only got 2 of them so far, once the 3rd one comes out, I think the mod community might run with it a little bit more, because they've got more tools.
Yeah. A lot more you can do with it.
Yeah, but, in 6 months from that point, I'd like to see what happens. So.
Yeah. Anyway, but another game developed by one guy originally, again, Stardew Valley.
Yeah, I like the old one man with a dream.
It is. It is a little bit like, wait, everybody, I'm going to be a video game developer. I'll be in the basement for the next 5 years.
That seems to be like the lifespan of the gestation period of a game is 5 years.
I wonder if it's like the like expiration date of a particular product. Like they
Yeah,
buy, like
maybe.
they stock up on like Up and Goes, which is a protein breakfast drink. They
Yep.
stock up on like 5 years worth of Up and Goes down in the basement. They just sit down there, just sipping those down because it's all you need to eat. And then
Oh, yeah, man.
after 5 years, like, oh, this is going off. You see the sun, and oh, here's my game. Yeah, latest build. Here you go.
I'm done now.
Now,
The
I
end.
do like Stardew Valley. I haven't really played a lot of it at all.
No, but it is immensely popular.
It is.
And it's cute.
It is, isn't it? And you know what else it is? It's charming.
Yes.
Because it's a farm video game. Now, you didn't get a lot in terms of farm video games until the old Facebooky thing came around.
Oh,
but there
yeah.
was one of my favorite video games that I played endless hours of, the old Harvest Moon. Now, I flipping love Harvest Moon. every time a Harvest Moon game came out, I was like, hold up, everybody. Gotta go get me some farming action. And would level up get my gold hammers, go try to marry somebody and fix up the farm, milk some cows, enter some little, like, try to get the blue ribbon and all that sort of stuff. I loved it. I loved it. Now, Stardew Valley has come along, and it's a lot more free feel to it. It's a lot more open than Harvest Moon was.
Yeah.
But I can't help but feel that, despite, Stardew Valley was developed by one guy, I have a feeling...
In 5 years.
In 5 years.
By the way,
Again.
2011 is when he started.
There you go. I have a feeling this Stardew Valley has been directly influenced by Farmville.
Well, it's touted as an alternative to Harvest Moon, but I think it's more likely Farmville.
Because, like, it's basically like, this is Harvest Moon, but not. Because I'm pretty sure Stardew is actually a reference to a flower from the original Harvest Moon game, where you would plant I'm pretty sure it was a Stardew flower on top of the mountain, and it would have to bloom at a certain time of year because that's when the star was around, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, side quest.
Yep.
But, like, Harvest Moon was a big deal. Farmville was a huge deal when it was around.
Oh,
People
yeah.
just don't really do games on Facebook a whole lot anymore, unless it's Bejeweled or Candy Crush, I think.
I don't know, but those kind of slotty candy.
Yeah, that sort of
kind
thing.
of games. That's what I'm trying to say.
But it's a really good game, and I like the fact that, games like Stardew Valley and No Man's Sky to a lesser extent are like, just come and play.
Yeah, the objective is what you want to make of it, really.
Yeah.
There's no go and save the princess and kill the monster and visit the 14 million castles. It's just, I don't know, here's some stuff, figure it out.
Yeah.
Off you go.
Yeah.
Which I think those kind of games are coming in more and more in vogue.
Yeah.
Which is good because there's so many AAA titles that are games that have 6 million side quests and one huge overarching
Objective.
objective.
Captain Xanthor has returned.
Hey, he's come back again, and he's just
Snuffling
being
about.
a pain in the ass. There's a huge overarching objective, and complicated storyline, twists and turns, and villains and heroes and all that kind of stuff that's going on.
Action figure tie-ins and the Lego and
the movie and the whatever.
And a lot of it, they've developed this thing of like not being a game but a platform to sell things from.
Yes. So to then have these other titles coming that are just, I don't know, figure it out.
Yeah.
Here's a world, off you go. And it's not, I don't want to say it's sandboxy or open world because it's much more than that.
It's, you know what it is? It's like a meditative experience. It's a de-stress game. Like, there's a lot of games these days are designed with getting your heart rate up and getting you engaged to play them. And to do that, they add stress elements into it. The limited animation, health, and like these audio cues that are just going to like really get you going because they want you to play. They want you to engage. They want you to get that adrenaline hit from being stressed.
Yeah, they want you to. There's a term for it, and I forget, but it's that thing of here's a risk, here's a good reward, but we're going to get your blood pumping and get your adrenaline going and add your stress. And then once you get that reward, it's a huge relief. So you get this like dopamine effect, and it's great because look at all the trials I've suffered, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, but whereas like you chuck on Stardew Valley or a Harvest Moon type game, and it's just like just tend to your crops, just take a deep breath in and think about how you're going to lay some things out. Do you guys want to plant some flowers? You can do that. Why not?
Yeah, and just, water these ones and prune those and fertilize those and make sure everything's growing.
Yeah.
And it's fine.
It's a little bit zen.
Yeah, very zen, which is nice.
It's not. Look, it's a hugely nice change of pace to know that people can go out there and develop a game that is a good quality game.
Yeah.
That is not about getting you to stress out. Have bullets flying at you, or have monsters jumping out at you, or all that sort of stuff. It's just, here's a game, take a breath, and relax.
Yeah, and I think that more games need to have those elements in them.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, but be good.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, do it well.
Yeah.
They're just, I don't know.
And like there was the one on like the Wii Fit board where it was like,
Oh, yeah, you literally just sat
It's
on
like,
the Wii Fit board and
sit-
closed your eyes. That was it.
and breathe in and breathe out, and that's the game. And it's like, that's not a game.
No, that's sitting on a Wii Fit board.
Yeah,
That's it. You're supposed to sit still and find your center, and you lose if you move, but yeah.
There's no reward,
There's
and
no
there's only
reward.
risk. It's like, oh, you lose to suck at relaxing. Congratulations. It's like,
Yeah.
But-
Who needs that?
yeah. I mean, like, it's kind of good. Like, No Man's Sky, you've got creative mode now.
Yeah,
no
absolutely.
damage, no cost or anything. You can just build whatever you want. You can fly around. You can find cool spaceships, and you can build a cool base. It's fine. It's great.
If
It's
that's all you
nice.
want to do, then that's cool. You
Go for
can, if you actually want some objective from it, you go into survival mode where it's limited resources and the enemies are harder. and
Yeah.
it kind of gives an objective to an objectiveless game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
But
you can just hang out doing the same old thing since
Yeah.
day dot,
yeah,
and
and
that's
it-
cool too.
that is cool. We do also have another little interesting game.
Yes, this is a very, very interesting game in that it's two people that created it. And I
Yeah.
believe it was a husband and wife team, and they created it because they wanted to play games with each other. They wanted a co-op game.
Yeah.
And we actually were fortunate enough to play it at PAX last year, PAX
Yep.
Australia. Didn't really get a chance to chat with the makers, but there was a lot of people hanging around because this game's been. I don't think it's been developed for 5 years, but it probably has.
Close to now.
Close to now. It's not fully released yet.
No.
But basically, it is a two-player game. There is potential for a single-player mode, but it is two-player, and you switch between the players as to who fires and who shields and who steers.
Yeah.
I think this is a really lovely concept. That it's two people wanting to play games with each other.
Yeah.
And there wasn't enough co-op games, so we made one.
Yeah.
And to have something that is as fully co-op as that.
Because it is a massively fully integrated, it's like tandem bike co-op.
Absolutely.
Like, you really need to be working together. But it's not like, oh, you're screwing up, you're wrecking the game sort of thing. Look, there is risk. You will lose.
Yeah.
But it's kind of easy enough to pick up and it's like, okay, I'm doing this now, I'm doing this, and then we swap.
Yeah, and it's points where you have to swap as well. So, just in co-op gaming, Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time is a co-op game that has to be played co-op because one person simply can't do everything.
Yeah.
But you can get to a point where you go, okay, well, I'm going to steer and you can shoot the lasers.
Yeah.
Like,
You specialize.
you specialise, whereas Incredible Journey of You and I, you can't.
No. It
You
makes
have
you.
to both do both things. So you
Yeah.
have to steer, you have to shoot, you have to...
And it divvies up
whatever.
the task into fair things. So not
Yeah.
one person's going to be shooting or whatever when the boss comes up.
Yeah, absolutely.
You'll have to work together.
Yes, and alternate and get that sort of coordination going, which is, that's an interesting concept in a game.
Yeah. I mean, because, I don't always like playing games against my friends. I like playing
No,
with them.
yeah, like
because-
cooperatively, not
you
competitively.
want to beat something together. You don't want to beat the crap out of each other all the time.
No.
But look, these is what a total of 8 people, is it?
Yeah, something like that. 4 plus 2 plus another 2.
Yeah.
That's...
Eight people making 4 games.
Yeah.
Stardew Valley is massive, and look, obviously probably more people have been on board since it.
since it started. But,
Cave Story, but the original build of the game was basically one guy. No Man's Sky, I know, has taken on Hello Games has taken on a few more people.
Yeah, it has.
In the actual I'm saying the actual game development side of things. Not
from day dot.
not marketing, not QA,
No.
not all that sort of stuff.
No,
Just the people who actually make the game.
And who were involved from day dot to release.
Yeah.
And that's, 4 people
Yeah.
from Hello Games.
So that's 8 people, 4 games, mean build time of 5 years.
Yeah.
But this is, Cave Story is big enough to have been released 4 or 5 times.
Yeah, it is actually touted as one of the best platformer games in existence.
Yeah, and it kind of is.
It kind
it's
of is.
great. It's freaking great. And it's really charming, and it's got that really catchy element to it of these like kind of endearing characters, even though one of them doesn't even talk.
And that's fine.
And that's fine. Stardew Valley, huge following. I can't believe how many streams of Stardew Valley there are on Twitch.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I have at least 3 friends that stream Stardew Valley, and I just think that's incredible. And one of them, amusingly, has actually now gone out and bought real plants and started a real garden because of Stardew Valley. And
There
I
you
think
go,
that's really
improving
sweet.
lives.
Yes.
There you go. No Man's Sky, very divisive. A lot of negative things around that, and we understand. Still, these guys, they went out and did it.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, they again, 4 guys with a dream.
Yeah.
And
Basement full of up and goes.
Yep, that's it. Maybe it didn't get released in the way that they wanted it to, but it got released.
Yeah.
And it got press. And they're still working on it. They haven't
Yeah,
stopped.
it's still going. Now, it does remind me of... There's been a couple of dev teams that I have heard some funny stories about. These games aside, I can't remember the name of the game these guys worked on, but basically they squatted in a school building for a number of years.
That's hilarious. Was it 5 years? I hope it was.
I think the average build time was 5 years on this game as well. I can't remember the name. I can't remember the name of the developers, but I know for a fact that they basically just set up in the school in a disused part of the building, and they did the old just act like you belong and no one will question it. So they just came in. Some of them were sleeping and living there.
Oh, good.
So they came in, would play, like, develop the game, and, like, until they got caught, basically, and got kicked out. And they're just like, you're not supposed to be here. And they're like, all right, we'll go. Bye. 2 years later.
Wow.
It's very impressive.
Very impressive.
But, like, they're out there creating these big things, and it's very, very impressive.
To all the devs out there that might be listening to this,
Keep it up.
you could be the next Stardew Valley and the next Cave Story.
I kind of want to say Minecraft because it made a lot of money, and I want success, financial success for you guys, because you guys work really hard. So to all the indie devs or people who appreciate them, keep it up. Go pay for these games as well.
Absolutely.
Because
throw them some money. They're doing this after hours.
That's right. Like, a lot of these games don't really get a lot of money because they don't have ads in them. They don't have big companies behind them publishing them. So, if you do pick up an indie game through Steam or whatever, pay for it. Support the developers, because otherwise we end up with Call of Duty Infinite Warfare 5 and 16 more versions of Assassin's Creed. And let's face it, we don't need that in video games.
No, I want to see something different.
We want innovation. We want something different. We want people to go out there with their passion and really show us what they can make and show us, not what some big company can sell. So good luck, indie developers. Keep it up.
Tom and Jeb in space.
Hi Space Astronauts, thanks for joining us this week in the Escape Pod. If you're listening to this on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. And feel free to let us know what you thought by leaving us a comment. And you can also find it for download at tomandjebinspace.libsyn.com. Don't forget to join us for our drink fighting gaming sessions, Drunk Punch, on YouTube, and our weekly comic at tomandjebinspace.tumblr.com. You can also find us on Instagram at tomandjebinspace and Twitter, TNJ_inspace, because it was too many characters the other way. And if you want to shoot us an email, feel free to do so by sending it to tomandjebinspace@gmail.com. All one word, except for the @ obviously. Thanks again for listening, and we'll catch you next time with hopefully more fun things that you like to listen to. Bye!